some of the important points which we have told yesterday. He says, how the prana, you call it as unmanifested. We see in a sleeping man that prana is working, it is manifested. How can you say it is unmanifested? Then he says, see, others see that prana is working in a sleeping body. But for himself, he don't understand anything. I don't know anything. And why you say it is unmanifested? Because the sleeping person, he goes beyond the space and time. He don't know this space or the time while sleeping. That's why we say the prana for a sleeping person who is called prajna, for him the prana is unmanifested. The symptoms are same, he says. The lakshana of the unmanifested prana are same. And again, pranabhimaninaha, one who identifies himself with prana. There is a seed to produce the effects. Again I repeat, the man or an aspirant who has identified himself with prana. Pranabhimaninaha. In him, the seed is there to produce the effects. What is the seed? Prajnana ghana. All the knowledge has become concentrated. What is the effect? As soon as he gets up, he sees the dream and waking state. So that is the effect. And the witness in him is in unmanifested state. All the effects, including the witness, for a sleeping aspirant, it is unmanifested form. Simply he says, I don't know anything. The subject matter of Brahman he started idam sarvam omkareva idam sarvam brahmayamatma brahma, like that. The topic under discussion is about Brahman. That is why he says the prana is fastened to Brahman. We discussed wherever we go, we have to come to the center. That is Atman or Brahman. And how can you say prana is Brahman? Because simply it is superimposed. Neha nanasti kinchina. Besides Atman, there is nothing is there in this world. That's what the scripture says. You are one with that in your sleeping state. You forget everything. You forget your body consciousness. You forget about your dreams. You forget about your mind, sense organs, everything. No sensation of these things. Then, where are you? Ajatasatru told Driptabalaki. Driptabalaki is a person, aspirant. He went and told the king Ajatasatru, I will tell you about Brahman. But he could not. Then the king takes him to a person who is sleeping. And this Driptabalaki, he told so many names for the Brahman. Then the king Ajatasatru calls the sleeping person with all those names. He never gets up. So he declares these all things are not Brahman. Then he moves the person who is sleeping. He shakes his body. Then he gets up. Now the king asks the Balaki where he was sleeping, where from he has come. He's sleeping here only. He has woke up. No. Because he told Prana is Brahman, I called with the name of Prana. He didn't woke up. That means he is in Brahman. One with the Brahman. In the sleeping state. He is coming from there. That is no other than Atman. So, you are one within your own self in your sleeping state. So what is the subject matter here? We are discussing about Atman or Brahman. So, what is the conclusion? This vital force, which you call prana, is fastened to that, is fastened to that, Brahman. Prana bandhanam somya manaha. In Chandogya, it says, Sat is existence and it is the seed for creation. Sadeva somi damagra asit. Sat, the existence. And what it has created? It has created the space and then air. The air outside has become prana in yourself. Outside, you call it as air, and inside, you call it prana. Outside, you feel, you infer. When the trees move because of the air, you say that there is breeze. And inside, you know, prana is there. So what he has created, all the 5 elements, subtle elements, and as well as they have combined and they have become the grass. That is why we see in the relative world all the grass things, but not the subtle things. Brahman, taking the support of illusion, has created this world. Because of illusion, simple appearance we call. We see a snake on the rope. There, only rope is there. But where from the snake has come? Why you see it there? Huh? Where is it? I am asking. Because of illusion, you are seeing the rope. Where from this illusion has come? Rope is rope. Huh? You have taken food, something? Tell me loudly. Huh? In the rope, on the rope we are seeing the snake because of the illusion. Actually in past, present and future there is no snake on the rope. Rope is a rope. But why you see a snake? Because of illusion, we have concluded. Where from this has come? It is inside your mind. From the mind. Previously we have discussed that the whole world is within you, it is not outside. What you eat, that you belch. Everything is inside. The creation of the individual self is I and mine. The rest is the creation of God. You cannot disturb the creation of God. You get disturbed yourself because of I and mine. Very simple equation. You are attached to something, so you feel disturbed. And the Atman, which is consciousness, which is within you, is not attached to anything. Then where from this attachment has come? Because you have superimposed the inert mind on this self-consciousness. Previously, I told you the example. What? The iron ball you have put in the fire. You have taken an iron ball, you have put it in the fire. After some time, if you take out the ball, it is red hot. Iron is by itself black in color. It has become red. And the fire is not having a round shape, but here you see the fire in a round shape. The qualities both have exchanged. Iron has become red, fire has become round. After some time, fire gets cooled, again iron becomes black. In the same way, now you have made both into one, inert mind and the self-consciousness. It has become red hot iron pot. I. This is I. Not the big I. Big I is Atman. That means the mind, and in the mind you carry so many impressions. What is inside, that you see outside. If you are an egoistic person, you see he is very egoistic. He is finding faults. Because that is only inside. If you are having so many desires, you see outside. If your mind is pure, you see only Atman everywhere. Is our The great Paramananda is telling something. Huh? See, there is a lot of difference between Duryodhana and Dharmaraja, Yudhishthira. So, when Duryodhana was asked to bring say, a better thing than himself, or righteous person, he could not find in the whole world. Says, I am the greatest personality. And Duryodhana was called by Yudhishthira Dharmaraja as Suyodhana. He never calls him as Duryodhana. Having good qualities, man of good qualities, he used to tell. So he went, he could not find a lower thing than his own body or himself, Dharmaraja. So, no ego. And Duryodhana is ego-centered. That's why he could not see anybody bigger than him, virtuous person than him. So, now we are telling. Hmm. Huh? That's why last time we gave 10 types of superimposition. That is dharma and dharmi here. And there sopadhika. The two things are different there. On the rope on the snake. Here in our example, the world on Brahman is unreal, as the snake on the rope. But inside, they both have become one. The inner thing and the consciousness, and out of that, I has sprouted. So to differentiate, there's so many types of superimpositions. Only two things are there, but 10 types of superimposition. See? So difference is there, no doubt. We are telling that everything is inside the mind. Vishwam darpana drishyamana nagari tulyam nijantargatam pasyannatmani maya bahrivodbhutam yatha nidrya. Everything you see inside. Because of your ignorance and illusion, nothing is there outside. Sri Ramakrishna says, if you put a red glasses on your eyes, you see everything as red. Green glasses, everything as green. That is to show that mind is different from Atma. If prism is there, and a red flower you have put besides that, prism looks red in color. It is not having the red color. Crystal. So what happened? The red color has reflected on the crystal. In the same way, why they give this example of superimposition, sopadhika, that self is different from mind, mind is different from the self. When both are together, they take the quality of one another. Just a reflector. You take away the flower, the crystal will be crystal clear. Here the crystal is mind. and red flower is Atman. Atman reflects on the mind. But by nature, mind is very pure. Because we are having so many desires and which have been coming from so many births, it is impure. So make it pure and enjoy everything within yourself. If the state of Brahman, devoid of causal relation, is meant, then comes Neti Neti. Here we are discussing about the cause of creation. But if we wanted to tell that Brahman without cause and effect, he would have told Neti Neti, not this, not this. This in detail we have explained yesterday. Na sat, tanna sat. In the relative plane, whatever we see, it is called sat. And the son of a barren woman is called asat. But the Brahman is not a relative thing. And it is not an asat, that thing which is not existing. That's why nasat, tanna asat. Then the opponent asks, there is no ignorance of illusion in Brahman. Where from it has come? See, in the absence of ignorance, which has to be born by knowledge, now Atman is not different from Brahman. Where from the ignorance has come? How you give the proof that ignorance is there? From the effect. Through the knowledge, we burn the ignorance. Jnana agni dabdha karmani bhasmasat mukti. As soon as we get the knowledge, we start seeing oneness. Then ignorance is burnt off. So from the effect, we infer the cause. Otherwise, reading so many scriptures, having so much of knowledge becomes useless. A knowledge. Ignorance. In detail we will discuss it now. What is the proof that ignorance is there? You say, I am ignorant, not able to experience my own Atman. Agrahana. Here Gaudapada says, Agrahana. Trying to establish the existence of Atman through the proof of non-perception, he says, Anupalabdhi. In Chandogya, he says, Narada went to Sanat Kumara and says, Tarati Sokam Atmavit. The man of illumination, he comes out of sorrow. He comes out of all the difficulties. Sokam. Then what we have to do? We have to infer that something is there which is the cause for sorrow and difficulties. We have to infer. That is called anupalabdhi. Now lights are there. In the darkness, we are not able to see the part where it is. It is there, but you are not able to see. As soon as you put light, you will see the part. In the same way, here we infer a man is very fat, 150 kgs, but in the whole daytime he is not eating anything. How he can be fat? That means we have to infer, in the night closing all the doors he is eating well. That is called anupalabdhi. In the same way, when you realize Atman, there is no sorrow, means that there is something which is the cause for sorrow and difficulties. That we infer as world. Where is it? It is in your mind. Bas. Ignorance is the effect. It should have some material cause. For an effect, there should be a cause. So, for false perception, this ignorance is the material cause. You see snake on the rope. You have seen the snake, but not the rope, because of illusion. So, this is the effect. What is the cause there? The cause is the ignorance. So, Brahman is not changing. The rope is not changing. It is as it is in itself, quite happy, without any delusion, without any difficulties, the Atman. But the illusion has changed the rope into snake, which is inside your mind. That is why we say that everything is inside your mind. And again I told, the I and mine are the creation of your own self. The rest is the creation of the God. That you can never change it. But because of your attachment of the I and mine, you feel sorry, you are in difficulties, you have not realized your own Atman. The purpose of life, yesterday we have told, yesterday night, to know their own self. All these things are there. About the same ignorance, something else also has been given. What is the evidence of ignorance? Again he is asking. Tattva agrahana mithya jnana tatsamskaranam. You are not able to experience the consciousness, tattva agrahana, and the impressions in your mind of illusion. You have seen a snake, that impression is there, that you are putting here on the rope. Mithya jnana samskar. The I and mine, the ego, the body consciousness, the anger, the desires, you have been carrying since many lives. In your subconscious mind, all the impressions are there. Accordingly, you act in this relative plane, forgetting about your own self. That is called mithya, ajnana, or the knowledge of illusion. and the impressions you have been carrying, that we call here ignorance. And that is born through knowledge. As soon as you see the rope, the knowledge of snake is gone. Or the illusion of the snake has gone. As soon as you realize, I am something beyond this body and mind. Realize in the sense you have to experience. You should be able to see the oneness everywhere. In my previous talks, I gave you an example. There was a saint and he is having a sore, some wound, big wound in the stomach. And so many insects are there inside. When he used to bow down, some insects used to fall down. Again he was sitting and carefully is putting all the insects inside the wound. Not caring for the body. He is seeing the insects are eating his flesh. But at the same time, he is away from the body consciousness. And in this context, I told you about Trailinga Swami also. Trailinga Swami. In the hot sun, and especially in Varanasi, in summer, the sun is very hot. 46 degrees centigrade. Even it goes up to 50. Even in Delhi nowadays it is going up to 50. In that hot sun, he used to sleep on the sand of the Ganges bank. What people think is a madcap. But he is completely devoid of his body consciousness. So finally what happened? The whole skin was burnt and it has become black like buffalo skin. Not cared. 3 days he used to wait. If somebody feeds him, then only he used to take food. Otherwise not taking. 3 days. On the 3rd day, he used to go to Ganges and drink the Ganges water. The Ganges water used to become milk as soon as he takes. That will be against it. So, he is called moving Shiva Varanasi. Lived for 280 years. At the age of 96 or so, he left his house because his mother was living. At the age of 150, he took Brahmacharya Diksha, sannyasa. That is called yogic life. When you become the yogi, you can also see the oneness. You can move. That's why what Swami Vivekananda says, each soul is potentially divine. You have to try to manifest the power from within, not from outside. The whole power, all the power of the universe, the Brahman is within you because you are not different from Brahman. We are not trying to manifest it. So, he says, Jnana dahya bhija bhavecha jnana anarthakya prasangaha. If the ignorance is not born by knowledge, knowledge becomes useless. Because of the knowledge, you are removing the snake from the rope. You go near and see. Then say, there is only rope. So, the effect, what is the effect? Seeing the snake on the rope is the effect. That has died. But the cause, the rope, it will not die. But this appearance, as if the illusion, it is in relative plane. By removing the snake on the rope, you are not getting illumination. So we infer that something beside this ignorance is there. Mula Vidya. This is called Tula Vidya. Just everybody can do it. They go near, they see only rope is there, there is no snake. Then do you think everybody is realized? Nothing happens. So for that, what you have to do? The agrahana, you have not grasped the consciousness. You have not understood it properly. You have not understood about the consciousness properly. Agrahana. And viparita grahana, what is maya? What is ignorance? Thinking I am the body. You are the Atman and you are thinking that you are the body. Bas, this is ignorance. Simply they say, this is maya, this is ignorance. Atasmin tad buddhi. Anitha grahan. Viparita grahan. And the impressions are there that not understanding the proper Atman, agrahana, and understanding it in the opposite way. That I am the body. These impressions are there. To remove them, that is called Mula Vidya. The root ignorance, the Mula, that is the root. Ignorance which is established in yourself. That you have to remove. And the non-acceptance or non-perceiving, not experiencing the Atman, everybody is having. I am an ignorant person, I have not experienced my own self so far, that everybody says. Now, you are seeing a part. Is it not? You are seeing a part with your eyes. And the absence of part, that also you know through the eyes. Here there is no part. Why? The eye is not in connection with the part. Is it not? That is called Anupalabdhi. Just now I told, you have seen a man, he is very fat, he is not eating in the daytime, because you have not seen that he is eating in the daytime. That's why you infer. In the same way, before preparing the pot, there is the absence of pot. Mud is there, pot is not there. That in logic they call pragabhava. You have seen the mud, you have seen the potter, but the pot was not made. So you can say there is the absence of pot. Evening again, if you go that side, so many pots are there. Now, the absence of pot has gone. Isn't it? So, this Anupalabdhi, ignorance was there, it has gone. The knowledge dawns. See? What is that ignorance? Misunderstanding. Not understanding properly. Everybody thinks he's very intelligent. The worldly intelligence is very futile. There's no use. And in my previous talks I told, where is this illusion? You say, I don't know, it is in myself. For that I gave a parable also. We see lotus in the pond. Is it not? Because of the sunshine, the lotus blooms. Is it not? But if the water is not there in the pond, the same sun burns the lotus. It becomes ashes. So, what is that water? Ignorance. As long as ignorance is there, the relative wood blossoms. It is expatiating. As soon as the ignorance is gone, it is born. It burns the mind. Knowledge loss. That's why here he says, there should be something to burn this ignorance. There the sunshine. Though sunshine is the cause for ignorance, for its growth as well as for destruction. Same way your own Atman is feeding the ignorance, and your own Atman can remove it. There, in the example, the sunshine. Sun is Atman. Sunshine is the cause for the blossom of the lotus as well as for burning it. Is it correct? You understood the example. Pond is there, lotus is there. In pond, water is there. Because of the sunshine, the lotus has blossom. वो खिल गया, क्या बोलते हैं? Blossoms. But if the water is not there, what happens? The lotus is burnt into ashes by the sunshine. So the sunshine is the cause for the blossom of the lotus as well as for burning it. Though the sun is Atman. Atman is the cause for expansion of ignorance as well as destruction. Very simple. Isn't it? That is why besides so that mind alone is the cause. You have to burn the mind. I told the lotus is no other than the mind. As long as water of ignorance is there, it is expanding and expanding. It takes, that is also mind, that is bring, this, that. They think, oh, I'm very great, I'm having so much of money, so many cars, so many buildings. Feeding the ignorance. Yesterday I told one thing. You are a man of dependence. You are not independent. You become independent when you realize your own self, when you experience the Atman. Till that, you are depending on something or else. You are in ignorance and you are dependent. Body, mind, senses, money, this thing, that thing. Then you say, I am quite happy. This is another big play of ignorance. In this context, again, I remind you, there was one Swami by name Brahma Prakash. So big rich person came to his lecture. Lecture was over. He asked that person, where from you are coming? How are you? He says, I am quite happy. No sorrow, no difficulty. Immediately get away from here. That man asked somebody else why Swamiji told like that. He says, there is no sign of dispassion in your life. You will get some blows, then only you will get some dispassion. You are quite happy. That's why Sri Ramakrishna gives the example of this fish. See, when the fisherman puts that net, 2-3 types of fishes are there. One, it just catches the net in the mouth and it goes deep into the marshy soil. Thinks I am quite happy. Another tried to get away, they cannot. 1 or 2, just they get away. And then fish say, oh, see, that big fish is gone. So the worldly person is like that fish which has taken the net into the mouth and going into the marsh. So as soon as the net is taken out, it comes out. Bondage was killed. But it is the worldliness. And again I told, a man of fever cannot relish the sweetness of the sweets. Man of fever. Cannot relish the sweetness of the sweets. A man of worldliness cannot understand God, Atman, illusion, nothing. These are madcaps. Let them. They are real caps, but he thinks they are madcaps. Whatever it may be. And if a thing is not there, you cannot define. A thing is there in the form of ignorance, is the cause. The effect is knowledge. Through knowledge, it is removed. So it is there. Ajnanena avritam jnanam tena muhyanti jantavaha. You are having a book here, you have covered with a cloth. You will not be able to see the book. Ajnanena avritam jnanam. The covering of cloth is ignorance. It covers your knowledge. That's why as soon as you get knowledge, ignorance is gone. So you cannot say it is there. But as long as you are in ignorance, it is there. That's why you cannot define it. What is this illusion? Whether it is or it is not. After the dawn of knowledge, it is not there. Then how can you say it is? As long as you don't get the knowledge, it is there. So it is in both the ways. It is and it is not. Differing from the stages of the aspirant. So this is all about something, the Mula Vidya. And since ages together, this ignorance is coming with you. Now at least we should know it and we should remove it. By removing the cause, you will be realizing your own self. Parisuddha Brahma you will be. And that has been told in all the scriptures. Jnana karmani bhasmasat kurite jnana, that also has been told. The fire of knowledge burned the ignorance. That means even Lord Krishna says that ignorance is there. Now, in the beginning he asked yesterday, how you say that the existence Sadeva Somidamagra Asit is not different from prana? The topic under discussion is Sadeva Somidamagra Asit. And the sentence is Prana Bandhanam Misomya Manaha. The Sat existence is the cause for creation. And after creation, the vital force has come out. The cause or the effect is not different from the cause. You have made a pot out of mud. The pot is not different from the mud. What is there in the pot? Only mud. So, the effect, the prana and the sat, existence, the cause and effect, the effect always dissolves in the cause. That's why they are one. Now, the Avyakta Ishvara is not having any name and form. Avyakta Ishvara is not having. Your prana while sleeping is also not having any name and form. Why he told? There is no seeing, there is no remembrance. Desha Kala Sunya. Aparicheda Sunya. And in this context, one of our teachers says, though the Ishvara is not having any name and form, because the all-pervading Ishvara you cannot meditate, or Brahman or Atman, better take a form as long as you are having the body consciousness and meditate, that it is not different from the formless. What Hanumanji says? What Hanumanji says? Deha buddhya dasosmyam. When my mind is there on the body, I am your servant. But you don't want to become the servant of anybody. That's why you are not realizing. Mood vandala? 321, 321. The third karika. Why this fellow? Vishwa is Stula book. Nityam Tejasa Pravyakta book. Ananda book tadha pragya stridha bhogam nibodhata. The enjoyer is divided into three ways. Vishwa, that is, Vishwa is the enjoyer of the grass. Tejas of subtle and similarly prajna of bliss. Know therefore the enjoyment in three ways. And again he says, Sthulam tarpayate vishwam pravyaktam tu tejasam anandasya prajnam tritha tripti nibodhata. Know the fruits are also of three ways. The gross satisfies Vishwa, subtle satisfies Tejasa, the gladness, the bliss, happiness satisfies Prajna. Know therefore the satisfaction in three ways. See? And again the commentator says, Muktartho sloko, these two verses have been explained. All the while we have been explaining the same thing. Now the fifth verse. Anatmani Sariradav Atma Buddhi Ya Bhavet Samaya. Anatmani, this combination of elements, the body, that is, in that you say Atma Buddhi. Atma is self. So I am the body. This alone is called the Maya, or illusion, or ignorance. This has been coming since ages. Trishu dhamasu yad bhojyam bhokta yasya prakirtitah vedetadubhayam yastu sa bunjano na lipyate. Matter you can do. Already it is there in the mouth. Suddenly it has increased. Suddenly it has increased. Ignorance. Trishu dhamasu yad bhojyam bhokta yasya prakirtitah vedetadubhayam yastu sabunyano na lipyate. Here you see, he is telling very, very subtle point. He who knows these two, namely, which is shown to be the thing to be enjoyed and that which is shown to be the enjoyer, in three states does not become affected even though enjoying. See, even though enjoying. And he says, he who knows in the sense who has experienced the self. In Taittiriya, there is a verse, ahamannam 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 ahamannado ahamannado ahamannadaha. I am the food. I am the enjoyer of the food. See, he has become one with Atma. No differentiation he sees. Now, here, two examples are given. How can it be even while enjoying he is not enjoying? We are having devotion. In devotion, all through the world, so many rivers are coming and pouring the water. But ocean is not disturbed. You take another example. Take the fire. You are putting so many firewood in that. Fire is as it is. It is never get disturbed. It never loses its nature. So the objects, though are enjoyed by a thing, it is the object of the enjoyer. Firewood is the object of the fire. That's why fire never gets disturbed. So in ordinary parlance, if you think of this, that's why I gave the example of Taittiriya, aham annam aham annadaha. I am the food, I am the enjoyer. So he is seeing the oneness. त्रिषु धामसु जाग्रदादिषु स्थूल प्रविभक्त आनंदाख्यम भोज्यम एकम त्रिधा भूतम. It says, in all the three states, waking, dream and sleep, in waking state you are enjoying the gross objects as impressions, in the dream subtle objects, and the bliss in sleep. Bhojyam ekam tridha bhutam. The enjoyment is one, but it is divided into three. Bhojyam, that which is enjoyed, is only one. And in all the three states, Bhokta also is one, the enjoyer also is one. You are not different. Yescha visva tejasa prajñakyo bhokta ekaha. Again. Soham. I am the dreamer. I am the enjoyer of the sleep. I am the same who is enjoying in waking state. You are not different. Iti ekatvena pratisandhanat dashtutva visheshacha. Now, here comes a point. You are the seed. You are not different in all the three states, or even in the fourth and fifth state. Eh? Fourth and fifth state? That is Murcha. Murcha. It is elaborately discussed in Brahma Sutras. What do you call that? Fainting. Faint. So, it is also there. And Turiya, the experience of Atman is there. But there are not fifth state, only four. That fourth one, the Murcha, is included as Artha Sushupti, half sleep. So only four states are half sleep. Murcha in Brahma Sutras it comes. You might have read. So in all these states, Soham, I am the same. Ekatvena pratisandhana dashtutva visheshacha. He says, Dashtutvasya visishtatvat drashtri vedecha pramana bhavat. There is no proof, valid proof to prove that you are a different person even in your waking state, that you are a different person in your dream state. Can you prove it? Huh? You say, I am the same man, I have dreamt, I have slept, now I am seeing. So there is no valid proof to tell the difference. That's why Dashtutva Visheshacha, he says. This is one. It is told. Yo Veda etadubhayam bhojya bhoktutaya anekada bhinnam sabunjano nalipyate. He who knows, rather he who is experiencing the enjoyment are one. From the absolute point he is telling. Because the enjoyer, the bhokta and the material objects that he is enjoying are created from one Brahman. The effect is not different from the cause. Now, of course, previously also I told, opponent rages. He cannot keep quiet, you see. He asks, you are telling the cause is not different from the effect. The effect is not different from the cause. But effect is little different, we can say, because even if the effect goes away, the cause remains. But I see that this cause is full of consciousness and effect is full of inert things. How the consciousness creates inert things? That is the question. Do you remember the answer? Huh? No. How the effect is different from the cause. Cause is consciousness. Effect is inert matter. Logically, you should give the answer, basing on the logic. Now, if I ask you, your consciousness or inert man? Conscious. And what about your hair and nails? When they cut, do you weep? You say it is inert, but it grows. So from the conscious body, inert things are coming out. In the same way, from the consciousness, all these inert things are created. But taking the base of chemistry, I told that everything is having consciousness. You see, any dead matter, even all the elements, gold, platinum, and crystal, anything you take, a stone, if you see under the microscope, you see that electrons are moving. What is the cause to move the electrons? You simply see energy. What is this energy? Where from it has come? He simply says energy is changing. I am asking, what is the cause of this energy? He says the energy is changing. And we say changing thing is not permanent. That is the energy or the power of Atman is working everywhere. That's why we say is all pervading. See? Now, Veda etadubhayam bhojya bhoktutaya anekadha bhinnam sa bunjano na lipyate. If he experiences that only one thing is there, even while enjoying, he is not enjoying anything. The Durvasa took all the food given by the gopis, so much of butter, clarified butter, all the curds, milk, sweets, everything. And finally what he says, if I have not taken anything, then Mother Yamuna will give you the path to go that side. And the poor mother gave the path to them. And this fellow has eaten all the things. If I have not eaten anything, if I am the abhokta, then the mother Yamuna will give you the path to go that side. That means he never thinks, he never superimposes that I am the enjoyer and I am the doer. The enjoyership is not there. Yesterday I told you about Sri Krishna. In him the doership is not there. Because we connect with the mind, the doership and enjoyership, we enjoy good and bad. Doership and enjoyership. Then so much of headache. What to do? Iti matva na sajjate. Guna gunesh vartante iti matva na sajjate. Bhojyasya sarvasya ekasya bhoktu bhojyatvat. Now what he says? Bhojyasya sarvasya ekasya bhoktu bhojyatvat. Only one enjoyer is there. That is one Atman in everybody. Nahi yesi yo vishesate nahi yete vardhate va. That the object of one's own is, it never increases, nor decreases. Nahi agni svavishim dagdva kastadi tadvat. Or the ocean. Here, the one object described as gross, subtle and bliss to be enjoyed in the three states of waking, dream and sleep, appears in three ways. Objects are gross, subtle and bliss. And the states, three states. Appears in three ways. He says it appears in three ways, as if he who is known by the names of Vishwa, Tejas and Prajna is shown to be the one and the same enjoyer, inasmuch as conception, I am that. And again we told there is no proof to differentiate your waking state, sleep state and dream state. You are the one enjoyer of the three states. He who knows both these, which is the object to be enjoyed and to be the enjoyer, have become varied in many ways, does not become affected even though enjoying. See. He who knows both these, object to be enjoyed and the enjoyer, though it has become varied, does not become affected even though enjoying. That's why before eating, all the saints they chant the 15th chapter. Aham Vaiswanaro Bhutva Praninam Dehamasya Pranapana Samayuktam Pachamyannam Chaturvidham. I am offering the food to eat. Because Sri Krishna says, I am the fire, Vaiswanar Agni. I am digesting all the foods. And what he told Arjuna? Nimitta matram bhavasavya sachin. You are an instrument. Everything has been done already. Nothing to do. For everything that is enjoyable is to be enjoyed by the one and the same enjoyer. One does not undergo decrease or expansion on account of another, which is its object, as fire. Even as the fire that burns its own fuel, dry wood does not undergo any decrease or increase in its nature. So this is the translation. Now we will try to discuss some more points from the original text. Soham, I am that. I slept, I saw the dream, now I am waking after seeing the dream. So the dreamer determines I am the drashta, I am the seer, I am the one perceiver, Soham. We make so many dishes, but the enjoyer is one. The enjoyment also is one. Why? As soon as it goes below the throat, no more taste. Taste is only up to the tongue. Everything becomes one. Whatever you think you take, only to fill up the stomach, we have to take something. So somehow he says the oneness we should experience. Now, if you are not able to experience that oneness, then you need not worry. Take the support of some deity which you like. If you cannot digest the pure milk, which is very thick, what you do? You add little water or some tea or some coffee, it gets digested. So what you are doing here, the pure milk is the formless and adjectiveless God. No adjectives, no gunas. Nirakara nirguna. So you add something, you add some delusion, give him a form, and you meditate. And though he is with a form, he is with form, is not different. The space of the pot and the space outside is not different. Because it is in the pot, you call it as pot space, space in the pot. But the pot is not the space is not the pot. So when you concentrate on the adjunct, you should see the inner stuff, that consciousness which is Yosa vasau purusha sohamasmi, what is there inside you is the same thing is inside me. That same thing is everywhere. Because you are not able to concentrate your mind, you have taken the support, that's all. But that does not mean you should see the difference. The gopis, after meditating so much, they used to think they have become Krishna himself. Now, previously I gave the example of the well. In that, a dead body is there that has to be taken out. You remember? Huh? Huh? So his mind was touring somewhere else when the story was going on. Your mind was touring somewhere else when I told the story. I told that a dead body is there in the well and the water is stinking so much, it is giving bad smell. So to remove the bad smell of the water, the dead body should be taken out. This I told you. That means somewhere in the mind some impression is still lying down, lying. You have to take it out to cleanse your mind. Now here is telling, what is this? What is the well? Well is your mind. And what is the dead body? The ego. He says the ego is the dead body. I am doing. Why you tell me? Who are you to tell me? Why you should tell me? The I is become so fat, he don't want to hear this, don't want to digest the Vedanta. This thing also has been told. And Soham has been explained. Now, in the text it is called Bhojyasa Sarvasi Ekasya. Whatever you are enjoying, it is the same. Now, you say the enjoyer is one. What he is enjoying is one. Then how both become one? In the relative plane, we are seeing the enjoyer and the enjoying. Is it not? Bhoga prayukta dosha rahityam. Then he says, if he sees the oneness and if he enjoys, he is not committing any sin, he is not tainted by any sin. How is it? Then he says, Bhojyasya sarvasya ekasya bhoktur bhojyatvat. An object that is the firewood. For the fire, even it burns so much lot of fire, it is not going to be disturbed. So the subject is enjoying the object, experiencing the oneness. But, as I told you now, if you entertain this ego, I am the enjoyer, then no realization. Aham vaisvanaro bhutva praninam dehamas. Feeling the presence of Atman, the oneness, that you should not give up. As soon as you give up, you get all the bad and good results. Mind is disturbed. So much of oscillation, so much of sorrow, so many difficulties. Everything comes out. Nahi yasyo vishayaha. That is, even the fire that burns its own fuel does not undergo any decrease or increase in its nature. Next verse. Prabhava sarva bhavanam सतामिति विनिश्चयः सर्वं जनेति प्राणश्चेतुंसून् पुरुषः पृथक् प्रभवः manifestation. What is there that only gets manifested? All the individuals are in the subtle form. So they get manifested, sarva bhavanam. And again he says, satam. In the Atman, that everybody is there, even before creation. Because they are in subtle form, you don't see. And they come out, how? Through illusion. Maya dakshena prakriti maya. Suyate sacharacharam. I am not disturbed, he says. Then illusion is creating so many things, he says. Just like the magician, he is not disturbed, but he shows the magic. Sarva bhavanam satamiti vinischya sarvam janeti prana chetun. Prana is no other than Brahman. And he is creating all the individuals. Purusha pruthak. And separately. It is a settled fact. Coming into being can be said only of positive entities. That means everything is there already in the creation. You are changing the form. Vasam sajinani yatha vihaya navani grahanati naro prani. As you are changing your dirty clothes. See? Prana creates all. What is this prana? That is Brahman himself, Purushaha, taking the support of illusion, is creating so many things. Purusha creates the conscious being separately. First he says, Prana creates all, and immediately says, Purusha. You see? That means they are not different. Now, there is a little quarrel between the other religions and Vedanta regarding the cause and effect. We say everything is superimposed. But the followers of logic, they say, if effect is there already and it is changing, no, if the cause is there already and if it is changing to the effect, say mud is the cause and pot is the effect. Then you bring water with mud, why you are making a pot? Logic. We say the cause and effect are one because the effect is superimposed. Really it is not there. But the followers of logic, they say, if the cause and effect are one, do all the work with the cause, why you are making effects? Huh? Why you are making a pot? With the mud you bring water. That is the logic. He gives. Then he says, you see, why you are taking only mud to make a pot, the Sankhya says. You are taking only mud to make a pot. Why you are not taking sand? Not sand. S-A-N-D, sand. See? It is another logic. You prepare a pot with sand. That is why we say the effect is already there in the cause. It gets manifested only. And that is also an illusion. So you do quarrel yourself, but we are at free. We consider everything. Because we don't say anything, never dream. You are attached to the mind. We go a little beyond the mind, that's all. You are attached to the relative world. We are experiencing the joy in the sleep. You be going on with your quarrels. But don't break the heads. These are all some things. Karyena hi lingena karanam brahma adushtamapi saditi avagamyate. Though we don't see the Atman or Brahman, through the effect we infer the cause. Because the pot is there in the mud. World is there in Brahman, that's all. No argument. If it is not there, how it has come out? Aropita rupena na vastutaha. We say all the things are unreal. How it is unreal? Do you think your body is real? You are leaving the body and you tell this whole world is real. When your body is not real, how can you confirm, say that the world is real? It is changing. Your body is also changing. One day or other it goes away. Without asking, it leaves you. That's why the Kathopanishad, our Swamiji says, it is called Mrityunjaya, overcoming the death. Death is inevitable. That's why Swami Shivanji says, at least if we are not able to remember God, remember the death at least. That is why we say, you can say in another way, we create the dreams, we feel sorrow and happiness in the dreams, and this waking state is a long dream. Because you are the seer, you are not what is seen. You are the subject. You are not the object. An object can never be the subject. A subject can never be an object. Very simple equations. Only the thing is you have to evacuate your mind, that's all. You may belong to any corner of the world. If you want the highest happiness, you have to purify your mind. No other go. See? That's why he has told so many things here. Now, let us go to commentary. Satam vidyamananam svena vidyakata nama rupa maya swarupena. Satam vidyamananam. All the living beings are there. And how? One with the support, that is Atman. Avidyakrita nama rupa maya swarupena. Because of the ignorance illusion, they take the name and form. Sarva bhavanam visva tejas pragna bhedanam prabha utpatti. From that particular support, when you are illumined, when you realize, when you experience I am one with the Brahman, then everything is with you. Whole world is within you. It is superimposed. Vakshati cha vandhya prutto na tatvena maya vapi jayate. In the third portion of today's stanza, this verse will come. The son of barren woman is not real, or through illusion he cannot create him, because he is not there. Yadi hi asatameva janma syad brahmano avyavharasya grahanadvara bhavat asatva prasangaha. If the things are not there previously, all the individuals are not there, where from they are created? And all the minds are not equal. Everybody is not having the same taste. See? Somebody likes something, somebody says something, somebody says something. Where from the difference has come? One is rich, one is poor, one is happy, one is full of sorrows. The Sudama or the Kuchela, all through the life he was in full difficulties. Best friend of Sri Krishna, what is the use? And all through the life he is remembering also. But still he has not overcome the difficulties. In the same way, all the Pandavas, always Krishna is there with them. You are not having Krishna with you. But if you remember him always, he will be with you. If you remember him always, he will be with you. If you remember and identify yourself with him, you are identifying yourself with the pure consciousness, then there is no body, no difficulties, no sorrows, no lamentations. Nothing can taint the sky, even the fire. So nothing can taint you. Yadihi asatameva janma, they are already there, that's why they take the form. Then it is very difficult to catch, then we have to say that there is no Brahman. Drishtancha rajasarpadinam avidyakata maya bija utpannanam rajvadi atmana sattvam. When rope is there, then only you can see the snake. When Brahman is there, then only you can see the world. Nahi niraspada rajju sarpa mrigadusnika deha kvachit upalabhyante kenachid. Nobody can see a snake without the support of a rope or the water in the mirage. Yatha rajvam prak sarvopapatte rajvatmana sarpa sannevasit. So before transformation as the snake, the rope is already there. Sarva bhavanam utpattehe. In the same way, all these living beings have been created. Prak prana bijatmana eva sattvam. As the cause, everything is there. Even the scriptures say, Brahmai Vedam, Atmai Vedam Agrasit. Only Brahman was there, Atman was there. Even the Srutis, they say. Then, when we go back to the discussion, these followers of logic, they say, all right, you say everything is in Atman. To some extent, I will try to agree with you. To some extent. But when a seed has sprout into the form of a sapling, the seed is destroyed. Sapling is there, seed is not there. Then the commentator says, you fellow, you have not read science properly, simply putting questions without head and tail. The seed transforms itself into this sprout. It is not destroyed. If it is destroyed, how saplings can come out? How it can sprout? In the same way, that everything is there, it has taken, the seed has taken the form of a sprout. That's all. Transformation, manifestation. Karyatmana vyavastita. It is in the form of, it becomes the form of effect. Then if you say that everything is illusion, why an existing thing should take the manifestation? Why, if you say that everything is illusion, then he says, why an existing thing should transform into cause and it should manifest into effect? You are telling everything is illusion. How it is going on? Then if you say, if a non-existing thing, if you accept as cause, then nothing will be there. From non-existing thing, how the existing thing can come out? That's why previously as again, Vandhya putro na tatvena maya vapi jayate, the son of a barren woman is never created in real or through illusion. Through illusion also you cannot find him because he is not there. That's why we say the things are already existing. From that only they have been created. Prak prana bijatmana eva sattvam. That the prana is no other than Brahman. Then, you see, the opponent says, you fellow, you are eating my head. I will shut your mouth. I will shut your mouth. The opponent says, how? If we say both the cause and effect are not there, then what is your answer? He says, no cause, no effect, nothing is there. Where from this fellow has come? how he is talking. Without a cause, how he is talking. Only void will be there. You cannot explain the void also. A seed should be there for the void. So he gives the answer. Eternal, undefinable ignorance is the cause. It is eternal, it is real, it is always there. Ignorance is the cause. That is why we are seeing the effect. When we see the effect, we have to accept the cause. Effect is the world superimposed. That he has told. Now let us go to the commentary. The coming into being can be said of positive entities apprehended differently as coming into being can be said of positive entities. They are already there. Vishvatejas and Prajna, whose appearances are caused by one's own illusory nature. You see, he is not telling the Maya, the illusion of Brahman. One's own illusory nature, that consists in the names and forms created by ignorance. You are creating the names and forms because through your ignorance, it shall be said later, either in reality or through Maya, barren woman's son cannot be born. For if anything can come out of non-existence itself, then Brahman, whose comprehension is not possible through usual methods like seeing, hearing, feeling. You are seeing, you are hearing, you are feeling because of the existence of consciousness within you. Itself becomes non-existence for want of means of comprehension. It is seen that the snake and the rope, etc., which is a product of the seed of illusion. You see, the snake is the product of a seed of illusion created by ignorance, pre-exists as rope. World pre-exists as Brahman. You pre-exist as Atman, or subtle bodies. For by none is ever perceived a rope, snake, or marriage without a substratum. Some base should be there, some support should be there to see something. Just as there was existence of a snake as rope prior to its illusory appearance as the snake, so too all positive entities prior to their manifestations certainly had existence in the form of cause, that is prana or Brahman. So too says Shruti, all this is Brahman alone. In the beginning this was only the self. Now, the followers of logic, they put some logic. But the commentator also is giving a logic. He says, Vimatam, that is the world, is having a cause. That also material cause. Because it is superimposed as the snake on the rope. Rope should be there to superimpose. That's why even before creation, the world is there in subtle form. The world as manifested because of the consciousness, even as we go to Sushupti and come out, the deep sleep, and all the created things are inert, but still consciousness pervades everywhere. Nothing is without consciousness. That is, what are the qualities of the consciousness? It is there. It is of knowledge. and it is gives some happiness. Take a stone, it is existing, I am seeing, it helps me to drive away the dog or cats or crows. So you are getting some happiness out of the stone by driving away the crows. Don't take it seriously. And it is where from the existence has come. The stone may dissolve. You take a rock salt, put it there in the water, it dissolves. Then do you think that salt is not there? It is there in a dissolved portion water. So the name and form changes, but the existence of things never changes. The knowledge of a particular thing never changes. And everything in the world gives some sort of happiness to somebody or something else. That is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. So, we cannot say that the effect is not there in the cause. If the effect is not there in the cause, like a barren woman's son, he cannot come into existence. That's why we do accept that everything is existing even before manifestation.